Wall Drug is the first thing you see on the edge of the Black Hills. We just took a quick look around and grabbed a fast meal and let Nathan meet some of the local girls. There are so many great roads around the Black Hills, you can't miss with any of them. For our first day ride, we're going to go to the west into Wyoming and then back east into Spearfish Canyon. At first, Wyoming looks like you expect Wyoming to look, but after a right turn at Newcastle heading north, it starts looking a little more interesting. In fact, there's some landscaping that looks downright photogenic. Let's turn around and see if we can get that in a little bit better light. Perfect. Even more perfect. Perfecter yet. Moving on out of Wyoming back into South Dakota and the highest paved road in South Dakota. No kidding. 6,600 feet is as high as it gets. Riding here is pretty, if only there was a stream to the side of the road. Oh, thank you very much. When we get to Spearfish Canyon, it turns out old Grandpa forgets to turn on the video recorder. Here's a few shots of what Spearfish Canyon looks like. We did stop at Bridal Falls, not for the falls, but for these guys. These are mountain goats. Mountain goats have a reputation as escape artists, so it wasn't a shock when a nanny left Custer State Park in 2016 and showed up about 70 miles away here in Spearfish Canyon. Then a billy goat showed up in 2017, and a kid was born the following spring. Now there's about 10 goats in the canyon. Though the goats generally dwell atop the rocky, rugged limestone cliffs of the 1,000-foot deep gorge, they sometimes descend to the scenic byway here on Highway 14A. I've been here over 15 times and never seen them before. Nathan and I marveled at how clean and healthy they looked. On the road back to Custer, we passed the Jewel Cave National Monument. In August of 2000, the Jasper Fire burned 83,000 acres, 90% of the monument and the surrounding area, and it is still in a recovery state. Recover and rest time for us at our home base in Custer, South Dakota. Gail had arranged our room at the Custer Comfort Inn, and boy, was it nice. 2 queen beds, 2 tables, a comfortable couch, and lots of room. Day 2, we now head for the Wildlife Loop in Custer State Park. For $25, we get a 7-day pass. The Wildlife Loop is 18 miles of open grasslands and pine-speckled hills. We're looking for wildlife, pronghorn, whitetail and mule deer, elk, coyotes, wild burros, prairie dogs, and the big one, buffaloes. And the first thing we see is a big old RV slowing us down. One thing you're almost guaranteed to see on the wildlife loop are begging burros. Feral donkeys, actually. Free-roaming wildlife attraction here at Custer State Park. Friendly, food-motivated animals known to approach cars for snacks. They actually descended, so the story goes, from pack donkeys, and they were released into the wild years ago, generations ago. The other guarantee on the wildlife loop are the prairie dogs. This is actually Gail's favorite. Without Gail, we didn't have to spend a couple of hours here, but we did stop and take a look at these little furry critters. Okay, that's enough. Back on the road again, on the wildlife loop. Still no buffalo. Moving right along, we catch up to the RV again, and he stopped to see an antelope or a pronghorn. Actually, a pronghorn is not a true antelope, though it's often called one. It's a unique North American mammal, while true antelope are from Africa or Asia. Back on the road, we give up on buffalo for the day. But no problem. We have a 7-day pass, and we still have several days left. Let's try the Needles Highway. The Needles Highway is a 14-mile scenic drive named for the needle-like granite spires that we'll get to. It's also known for narrow tunnels, like this one, and it's all part of the Peter Norbeck Scenic Byway. We have hairpin turns and stunning views of granite formations, forested areas, Sylvan Lake, and a lot more. Let's pull over here in this pull-out where we can safely take a look at the stunning vistas and get a beauty shot of Nathan and his motorcycle. Back on this great road to the Needles Eye. Trees are still here, but rock is more dominant. We will rock you. What a ride. What a place. The Black Hills has been our happy place for years and years. And it's now a pleasure to share it with grandson Nathan. Okay, we're getting close, just a little further to the Needle's Eye. From this direction, the approach to the tunnel is almost 90 degrees. So it sometimes helps to have a little guidance from a traffic director. That tunnel at the Needle's Eye is only 8 feet wide and a little over 9 feet tall, intimidating for even a full-size car. And that's the Eye of the Needle. This is the second of our rides together with Nathan on his own motorcycle. In the 2 years that he has been riding, he has become an excellent rider, skillful and appropriately cautious. Only occasionally do I need to help him, like, Nathan, put your feet on the foot pegs. This is the area they call Sylvan Lake, with obviously a beautiful lake and a great spot for a picture. I know because I've been bringing bikes here for years. And the tradition continues. Sylvan Lake has a nice place to eat, but it's mostly closed down because we are now after Labor Day. Crowds have thinned out, but so have some of the opportunities. Let's go back through the Needles. Nathan and I can easily communicate with each other with this Bluetooth helmet system that Nathan thoroughly investigated and helped me install and operate. So I asked him to pull over and let me lead through the Needle's Eye Tunnel. That way I can film him coming out of the tunnel. Here he comes. Now I have to catch him, and he gets to lead again. He doesn't get to lead far as we come to the Legion Lake Lodge. Legion Lake, named for the American Legion that used to lease this property. It's a resort area within Custer State Park, complete with cabins, store, activities, and a restaurant. This restaurant is also scaled back after Labor Day, but it's good food, and we have a wonderful view of Legion Lake. The next morning, we get up a little earlier to get on the wildlife loop, hoping to see the buffalo.
All right, you guys, rise and shine!
The park is home to a herd of 1,500 buffalo. They gotta be somewhere. Wait a minute. Maybe this is it. No, this is just those pesky begging burros again. Come on, guys, excuse me. Out of the way. Make way. We're trying to get to the buffalo. Okay, here's another bunch of tourist cars stopped for something. It could be those big fluffy cows everybody says don't pet. This is it, it's buffalo.
Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah.
Well, we found them, and we are smack dab in the middle of the buffalo herd.
You can't roller skate in a buffalo herd. Can't roller skate in a buffalo herd. You can't roller skate in a buffalo herd. But you can be happy if you've mine too.
We have seen the buffalo, and we are out of the wildlife loop and going to Iron Mountain Road, also known as 16A. An incredible journey, an unforgettable experience. I believe it's one of the most unusual and captivating roads in America. Starting outside of Custer State Park at the Iron Mountain Road Visitors Center and General Store. It's a private campground and a lot more. We've actually eaten Nathan's hot dogs here at this little cafe, but more importantly, we got our souvenirs like Nathan's t-shirt and my sticker for the bike, which tells you what to expect. And here we go, with Nathan in the lead for a while. With the beauty of the mountains and valleys as its backdrop, this road was specifically designed with a tremendous amount of curves. That's what that sign means. I think they advertised 314 curves, but who's counting? What makes this road unique and memorable is not just the amount of curves and the surrounding beauty, but also the architectural features found along the road. These include one-lane tunnels that were built to showcase the American patriotic symbol, Mount Rushmore. These tunnels frame Mount Rushmore like a picture frame and are a spectacular sight. Iron Mountain Road doesn't just have curves, it has switchbacks. That means the road turns completely around on itself. Sometimes you see your own taillights. There are 14 switchbacks on Iron Mountain Road, and we have several right here that come one right after another. Now going down Iron Mountain Road, they throw a unique combination at us. We do a switchback that takes us right into a tunnel. There's no Mount Rushmore to be seen in this one. Then we're quickly in, or maybe on, a pigtail. That's where the road circles around under itself. That's really cool. Then what they call a split, where the road separates into one-way, one-lane traffic. Nathan said he really enjoyed this part of the ride. Iron Mountain Road was constructed in 1933 under the direction of Senator Peter Norbeck. Only a portion of the road lies within the park, but what a road. Norbeck said of the Iron Mountain Road, this is not meant to be a super highway. To do the scenery justice, you should drive no more than 20 miles an hour. And to do it full justice, you should simply get out and walk. Nathan is in fact going more than 20 miles an hour at this point. But as I mentioned before, he has become a very good motorcycle rider. Coming up on another one-lane tunnel, and you can see Mount Rushmore through there. You can see it better than the camera sees it. As we go into the tunnel, the aperture closes, and then it flares at the end, and it's kind of a mess. Trust me, that's Mount Rushmore. The route sometimes reaches a point that's very steep, and a solution was needed that switchbacks couldn't easily solve, which led to the idea of the pigtail bridges, which at the time were rare but not completely unheard of. They kind of act like elevators, going up or down depending on the direction. Locally harvested pine could be used in its construction. Great pains have been taken since to preserve its place on the National Register of Historic Places. Nathan and I conducted a vote, and we unanimously decided that Iron Mountain Road is the best motorcycle road in the country. We had decided that about the time we turned onto Highway 244 to go see, quickly, one of this nation's best-known monuments. Actually, you don't have to go into the monument area to get your pictures. You can just stop on the side of the road and get a quick look. I think this is where somebody took our picture for us and said, "Hope you guys have fun on your father's son motorcycle trip." Made my day. Going into the Mount Rushmore National Monument is free. but it cost $5 or $10 to park. Motorcycles are cheaper, so man, are we saving money. Somebody had told us there are now 6 presidents on Mount Rushmore: Washington, Jefferson, Roosevelt, and Lincoln, and below that are the Bushes. Okay, no more presidential humor. As I said, Mount Rushmore is good for picture taking, even outside the monument. Here's George, and here's George with Nathan, and here's George in a group shot. Here is Keystone, South Dakota, normally a bustling tourist town, not so much after Labor Day. But we did have lunch there, and then we took off to ride the route of the 1880 train. Not the train itself, just the route. The 1880s train features steam-powered rail excursions from either Hill City or Keystone from mid-May to mid-October. And each 10-mile leg takes about an hour and features a narrated history of the mining districts and communities served by the original rail line. Gail and I keep saying we're going to ride it, but we never have. So, the next best thing is to follow the railroad tracks on the scenic route. And that would be the Old Hill City Road. It is a pleasant and scenic road, and we follow the tracks. You can see it there on the right. And in fact, we cross over the tracks about every mile or so, which gets to be a little annoying. But it's scenic and pleasant and a nice way to spend part of our afternoon. Then, to round out the afternoon on our way back to Custer, we go on Iron Mountain Road once again, which is the same way we went as before, only backwards. Too literal. By backwards, I mean in reverse order. Anyway we go, Iron Mountain Road is fantastic. One short stop along the way to look at some sheep, and then we're on to Custer. That night, as a redeemed Christmas present, Nathan bought me a deluxe smoked ribs dinner. His prime rib was great too. The next day was not our prettiest day. It was cloudy, kind of chilly, and windy. We decided to make a short day of it and just ride some of the lesser-known roads of the Black Hills. Some of them are quite pastoral and pretty. Just for fun, we went to see the town of Sturgis. We were deliberately several weeks late for the big Sturgis motorcycle rally. The town is just a little dinky small town now, but during the rally, it's a different story. We posed at a rally picture that was posted on one of the buildings. You can see now how empty the streets are. But what remaining stores that were still open had stuff on sale. And Nathan found the bandana map of the Black Hills that he was looking for. Just a few miles away from Sturgis is the historic town of Deadwood. We just passed through and called it an early day. In Custer, there's a bakery that serves hamburgers with their own homemade buns. The menu was better than the actual food.
You can't roller skate in a buffalo herd. You can't roller skate in a buffalo herd. You can't roller skate in a buffalo herd. But you can be happy if you've a mind to.
Friday is the last day of our riding in the Black Hills, so we decided to do a best of the Black Hills ride, starting with the wildlife loop. And here we go, trying to roller skate or motorcycle in the buffalo herd. Let's go, guys. We're going up Needles Highway now, and I can't tell you what a pleasure it's been to ride with Nathan. Not many guys get to do that, ride with their grandson, and especially here in the Black Hills. What a privilege. Stopping here to look out over the beautiful scenery and take some pictures. And it occurs to me that Nathan has had his own motorcycle for a couple of years now and needs his own motorcycle theme song.
On the day I was born, the nurses all gathered round, and they gazed in wide wonder at the joy they had found. The head nurse spoke up, said, "Leave this one alone." She could tell right away that I was bad to the bone, bad to the bone, bad to the bone, bad, bad.
Put your feet on the foot pegs.
And hearts before I met you. I'll break 1,000 more, baby, before I am through. I wanna be yours, pretty baby, yours and yours alone. I'm here to tell you, honey, that I'm bad to the bone, bad to the bone, bad, bad to the bone.
Here at the Needles Eye, we stop to take another of those iconic photographs. And down from the Needles we go. Custer State Park is South Dakota's first and largest state park, named after Lieutenant Colonel George Armstrong Custer. Covers an area of about 71,000 acres of varied terrain, including rolling prairie grasslands and rugged mountains. I never get tired of looking at it. We have saved the best for the last of the day and the last of our trip, the ever-popular Iron Mountain Road. We recounted our vote, and by unanimous vote, this is the best road in America, Iron Mountain Road. There aren't very many places you get to ride a pigtail that either goes above or below itself. Tunnels are always cool, whether by car or by motorcycle. And when you're on a one-way, one-lane split, it's like riding in the woods all by yourself. Motorcycles always like switchbacks. And 314 curves. That's motorcycle nirvana. And throw in 4 presidents on a mountain, and that's the greatest road in America, with the greatest grandson.